Just type into Google, does flour explode?
No.
Type into Google, does flour explode? And the answer is fucking yes.
No. It's flammable. Does not explode.
We're looking it up.
Huge flour explosion, 4 kilograms of flour, and 1 huge rocket.
Holy shit.
Okay, that exploded. But to be fair, if the rocket itself had like a charge in it, that small explosion would just gotten exacerbated by the ignition of the flour around it.
So on How Stuff Works, it says just any carbohydrate dust, including sugar, pudding mix, and fine sawdust, will explode once ignited.
I don't think that's true. I still don't believe you. Anyway, I think it's things and such.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I'm your #1 fan.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
They're coming to get you, Barbara. They all flow down here.
What's blood for, if not for shedding?
Look at me, Damien. It's all for you.
Here's Johnny.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to John Hates Movies, the movie review podcast where my friends prevent me from chopping off my own head to keep from doing this any longer, and instead force me to watch movies. This week, we have with us Eric Largent.
Tally ho.
We have James Barrup.
Ray Park is still awesome?
I was hoping nobody else noticed him.
What?
And we have Chris Arsenault in our hot seat.
Hessians.
Hessians?
And I am your host, Jonathan Barrup. This week, we watched a movie that won a ton of awards, none of them important.
Oh, I was going to say, what? No, I don't think so, no.
Yeah, this won an Oscar.
This one,
really?
Oscar, costuming, and art direction.
I feel for those two, it's deserved.
Possibly.
You're talking about the only two good things in this movie. The two things done well.
Possibly.
Let's get into it in a minute.
Let's actually talk about what the movie actually is.
No!
And that's right. This week we watched Sleepy Hollow.
Emphasis on sleepy.
Yeah, you have to say it like that too. Sleepy Hollow. That's how you know that it's bad.
Hollow describes the plot, and Sleepy describes your feeling.
That's right. New York.
Well, I don't think we have to do this podcast. I think we just summed it up.
New York detective Ichabod Crane is sent to Sleepy Hollow to investigate a series of mysterious deaths in which the victims are found beheaded. Starring Johnny Depp, Christina Ricci, A Block of Wood, Miranda Richardson, and some other people.
Wait, who's the block of wood?
Christina Ricci.
Directed. Never mind. Take my question out and let it fly.
Directed by Tim Burton. Hey guys, do you remember a time when Tim Burton could do no wrong?
No.
Me either.
What?
That's right. So let's go ahead. Who wants to start us off? Would it be the person who chose?
Unless James. Wait, James.
Yeah,
James,
I chose the movie. I get to go first.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to defend this piece of trash.
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. When this movie came out, it actually got good reviews, and I don't fucking understand it. I didn't understand it when I first watched it because I fucking hated it. It's a bad movie. The writer has written some good shit. So from the very beginning, the dialogue is shit.
Oh boy.
He does a fairly decent job of like faux 17th century
The screenwriter wrote 7.
Yes.
Yeah, except
Really?
like he's inconsistent as hell with it.
Yeah. He also, I believe, had a hand in Batman Begins.
Fight Club.
Yep.
Kind of surprising.
Now, there is something different about this one, is that I read, I believe on Wikipedia or something, Tim Burton felt pretty comfortable with the script, but gave it some changes, Give that old Burton flair. So one of the first lines in this is something about how it's the dawning of a new millennium, and pretty soon it's going to be the 19th century.
Yes.
This movie came out in 1999. That's not how fucking millenniums work. A millennium is 1,000 years, not 100, you fucking cockbag.
I mean, but they're obviously playing to people in 1999.
They're in the 1700s!
Right. Yes. Correct.
I mean, unless he was in 700, time traveled to 1700, then that would make sense. But this is not a time travel movie. And
Sadly,
he's a
no.
scientist!
Really? Yeah. Did he do any science in this?
Well, he acted like he was.
Scientific methods to deduce cop work.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm not going there.
He used some scientific machinery.
Yeah, all right.
He looked very sciencey when he was...
Some proto-steampunk bullshit in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie does not get science, and it really fucking bothers me for that, which also explains why a lot of people who watch this movie liked it, because most people don't fucking get science, and they're just like, well, he was sciencey and it was interesting.
Yes, most people just turn on the movie and want to be entertained by it.
Yeah.
That's not us.
No.
That's why we have this podcast.
If you're gonna have science in your movie, get some very basic shit right.
Yes.
Like, I can handle Star Trek bad science, reverse the polarity of the tachyon flow, whatever. I know what tachyons are, but whatever the fuck, fine.
We need more dilithium crystals.
Yeah, let's just techno-babble through this. All right, I can understand that. You can't have a person doing sciencey things and talk about it when it's obviously fucking wrong. There's no chemical reaction that can tell you how hard a blow was hit on the fucking ground.
That was funny. That was fucking funny. They're just like pouring bullshit out on the ground. It's like, oh, look at that smoke.
That smoke means that he was hit really hard in the neck.
To be fair, you are talking about a time when they were a lot of science proposed things that wasn't verified, but because someone had one,
that's kind of right,
that
because
is.
back then scientists did think that like mercury cured shit.
Yeah.
Right. What they call science was not completely objective science.
Well, yeah.
No.
Here's the thing: what they were trying to do with it, which was obvious from the very get-go. With
they're trying to fucking Sherlock Holmes in.
They were exactly doing that.
Yeah.
Like his opening lines after the fucking Millennium shit, which is fucking stupid. Sherlock would never say that. They're all out of the mouth of Sherlock.
Yeah, he's.
I swear to God, he 100%. Just ripped off.
They just wanted to make Ichabod Crane Sherlock Holmes, like big time.
And Sherlock Holmes is not a coward.
He's not
in the slightest.
He's not a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Like Johnny Depp.
No. But there was a lot of there was some science.
There was a lot of
CSI.
hiding behind other characters, children,
Christina
women.
Ricci.
Yep. Women and children first.
Casper
into
Van
the jaws
Dien.
of danger.
My boy.
Yeah, I know your boy CVD.
I'll talk about it.
All right.
Nonetheless, there was some CSI level bullshit science in Sherlock's original stories.
Yeah.
But the funny thing was that it was actually somewhat grounded in reality, that they actually did kind of become true. But that's completely different. So I think that probably the biggest problem this movie has is that the characters are really not interesting. They're not fleshed out, and there's like no motivation for fucking anybody to really do anything.
No.
There's no reason why him and Christina Ricci should get together.
Nope.
There's fucking there's no reason for Bron Bones, who's Bron Brutus in this, for no fucking reason. There's no reason for him to try to scare Ichabod. There's no reason for him to hate Ichabod.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Fucking CVD.
He sees him as a threat. He's jockeying out, man.
Yeah.
Didn't you see him? He like scares them, then he laughs about it with his buddies,
with his bro friends.
Yeah, he was a broman.
Yeah,
he was a
broman.
Every adaptation of Sleepy Hollow that I've seen makes Bron Bones a more interesting and meaty character than this movie.
Well, why would you expect this movie to do that?
I would expect this movie to be decent in the slightest way.
Washington
Bron
Irving.
Bones is like he's integral to the story.
Washington Irving was not consulted during this movie because he had been dead for like 200 years.
Yeah. Mentioning that,
is he?
Okay.
There were a lot of dead people in this movie. The casting in this movie also made almost no sense. Christina Ricci, I know that she can do an English accent, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what the fuck she was going for. She seemed so completely bored throughout the entirety of this movie.
But she was also super young.
Well, so the accents didn't bother me at all. Like, that's not, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I usually don't, because, like...
Because these people are, like, kind of English, but they're also kind of American. They're just gonna sound like something we just don't hear anymore.
That's true, but she, like... I would rather she pick a direction and go with it.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Because she was all over the fucking...
Hello, governor.
Yeah. Then they come in here and they stab me in the heart.
Hot.
No, that's the thing. She doesn't say hot at all.
Heart.
She goes heart.
Yeah.
I think that it was a combination of her being completely bored with the character and having no direction.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, because... As I said, like, Bron Bones has no character. The only person who has the slightest bit of character is Johnny Depp, who's Ichabod. Who's wrong for that role, too, but he did a pretty good job with it, I have to say. He's probably the best doing with that sort of thing that he did, even though he did do, like, Johnny Depp being weird for the sake of being weird. There's a lot of that. But
right.
I will not let you defend Johnny Depp's acting in this film because it was not defensible.
He fucking got his teeth on the scenery and just kept chewing through the entire movie.
You know, I'd rather have that than the fucking doldrums of 90% of this fucking film.
But okay, so this movie came out the same year that they did Fear and Loathing, and you didn't notice how bad he was chewing on the scenery in Fear and Loathing.
Yeah.
That's
but
true.
This is like the exact same time frame as when he did Fear and Loathing.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what Fear and Loathing is like amped up.
Yeah.
And this movie is Sleepy Hollow. You can amp it up
if
you want to. You can have some real goofball shit in it.
Oh, it had some real goofball shit in it.
Most of it was boring.
Yes.
Most of it was like really fucking boring. And then when it got into the goofball shit, it just seemed to like come out of left field. It was just, and there was nothing to tie you to the like. Because if a
James, you know what my favorite Christopher Walken line in this movie was?
Yeah. Okay. Let me get back to casting here.
What about his other one? Shh.
So I go out there and I say, "Gah!" Right? That's what you want? Johnny Depp, passable, barely. For Ichabod, you really want somebody who's gaunt. It's obvious Depp tried to make himself as thin as he could, but he doesn't really look like tall and lanky and gaunt that you want for Ichabod. Like somebody like Stephen Merchant or something like that would be good.
So now you're trying to recast a movie from 17 years ago?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's all fucking wrong.
Okay. I'm just saying. I guess there are plenty of different paths we can all take.
Yeah.
Continue.
Well, I mean, to be fair, this this source material is constantly getting revisited.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's a really crappy TV show out there that is.
I've never watched the show. I can't say it's crappy. I just noticed there's a TV show.
Oh, it's way off the rails. It makes this look.
I mean, it's like he gets moved.
The same.
He gets moved to the future or to like our time, right? That's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So Christopher Walken as the Headless Horseman. That's fucking stupid. Like I hated that from the first time I watched it. I was like, why do you choose him? I get it. He's got kind of a weird looking face, but you don't need that. First off, he's too fucking old to play like a horseback badass.
he's too old to play ultimately what the character is supposed to be, is a Hessian mercenary.
Yep.
Yes.
That was hired by the English during World War II, or during the World War II.
Yeah.
During the Revolutionary War to come over and fight for the British against the Americans. They're German. It's supposed to be a German or a Prussian guy. Yeah.
Yeah, you get somebody with like fucking blonde hair and a square jaw and like fucking bulky.
Yes.
That shit would look terrifying.
Who played Two-Face?
Tommy Lee Jones?
No, the other one.
Aaron Eckhart.
Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah, he would have been great.
That's the Hessian. That should have been the Hessian.
But he was busy. He was busy.
Even fucking, because here's the thing about this thing, Sleepy Hollow and the Headless Horseman. You can have multiple people play him. There's no fucking reason not to. If you get the same sort of body type, you could have the guy who played Bron Bones play him.
Casper Van Dien, CVD.
Yeah, he looks fucking good. He had nothing to fucking do in this movie. but okay, so like what I would have liked to see is, you know, somebody like that as a pre-Headless Horseman as a ghost instead of Ray Park. Ray Park, I love the guy to death, but he's short. He is short, and he's a martial artist. He's not a fucking horseback guy. He's a martial artist and a stuntman, and he's not incredibly awesome at acting with his body.
He's got a couple moves.
Yeah, he's got a couple moves, and they're fucking sweet. Okay?
But I've seen them in a couple other movies as well.
Right.
That all happened right around the same time.
Yeah.
Namely, Episode 1 and X-Men.
Right.
And this. They all came out within like a year of each other, and he did the same fucking moves in all three movies. He did! He did!
So they look fucking awesome.
Signature move.
Yeah.
Oh, yes! As soon as he
It's so people know that it's him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, that's Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Or that's fucking Toad. Like, come on.
Yeah, you need a kind of short guy to just be a badass and not talk. He's like fucking perfect for it. But they should have had somebody much larger who knows how to act with their body. I think that honestly, you cast a wrestler in that role as a Headless Horseman.
No, that's actually you're on. Yeah,
you get somebody like Triple H in there.
You're talking about someone who, their entire gimmick is
acting with their body.
It is the theater of physicality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Not somebody who can fucking twirl their swords around real cool.
Physicality.
Can you smell it?
Can't see me.
What the Headless Horseman is cooking?
You can't see me because it's no good. But yeah, so you have him do that. You have actually like a trick rider or like a guy who knows how to fucking handle horses to do the scenes where he's on the horses so that he can fucking ride menacingly, actually get off the saddle and shit. That's largely it. The movie was terrible. I think there could have been a good movie here if you did some different things. I don't think you even need to change Ichabod from a fucking
pansy.
From a teacher to a, because he was a teacher.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He was a school headmaster, which is actually like a position of real weight.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no need to change him from that. You could have something like a buddy cop thing where like there's a cop who's investigating this and he is the science guy.
Bill Nye.
Ichabod Crane, the science guy.
Yep. Where like he's a consultant.
Go.
Science rules. Science doth rule.
Yep.
But I mean, hell, you could even make it a buddy cop film with Bron Bones being the cop who believes in magic and shit, Ichabod who doesn't, and kind of X-Files buddy cop.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. You have the realist and the superstitionist.
Yep.
I think you're describing the TV show that's on the air right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Except in the future.
It's a modern buddy cop where Ichabod Crane is like the supernatural guy and he has a girl partner that doesn't believe in any of this bullshit.
Nothing can be better than Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century. With Robot Watson and Girl Cop.
Robotson?
Robotson. Look it up. It's a thing. Swear to God, it's a thing.
All right.
Oh,
all right. I'll check it out.
So, maybe. But in mine, Ichabod would be the skeptic and Bron Bones would be the guy who believes in the superstitions shit.
So who's next?
I got this.
Yeah.
All right.
Here you go.
Okay. So, first, I really wanted to address the thing that probably stood out the most in this movie, which didn't make any sense to me. And I know this is usually where I go off on something so ridiculously, cross that everyone's like, scratch their head, what the hell are you talking about? But I think you can all agree that for some reason, it's like they mashed a script that was a very serious drama with like a Saturday morning children's TV version, or because you have this zany comic mischief in the middle of this very serious film, but it's like toned to like kids, but it's rated R.
I mean, they're fucking.
This was rated R?
This was rated R. I checked because I'm like, okay, PG-13, I guess it would make more sense. It's rated R.
I mean, they were fucking lopping heads off. There was a lot of blood. Well, in this movie.
Right. So obviously you're not going to aim this at kids, but literal comic mischief.
Yeah.
No, this is comic mischief. Even the blood was.
Yeah, it was terrible. But like
it's got your orange shooting blood, Johnny.
Yeah. Oh, that was the other one where the constant like. Into Depp's face. Okay, he exhumes a fucking corpse.
I was just gonna say.
Oh my god.
Yep. All that blood would have been coagulated.
Right. Although when he cut into the tree, that was funny to me. Because I'm like, you should have expected it.
That was pretty cool.
The writing in this movie couldn't be any worse than Johnny Depp's implausibly terrible wilting flower of a detective.
Dude. Yes. Dude. Yes, like he just like when he saw a girl having sex with a dude, like he like hid behind a tree because he was so scared of it.
Yeah,
like oh no, she cut her hand while she was having sex with him. Oh my god, I need to get out of here.
Kinky shit.
The suckiest part of this film is actually because it had one impressive scene. When the Hessian gets his head back and it starts reanimating his flesh.
Oh boy.
That part, like that whole effect was really, really good. I actually liked it. I thought it was good even outside of this movie. And then his eyes bug out.
Right. Then he gets a huge tongue and his eyes fucking bug out.
Yeah. And
it's fucking ridiculous.
And it kills, and that's what I'm saying. It kills the entire thing because that was a really awesome effect. Pissed all over.
It's still kind of like...
Speaking of pissing all over, like Tim Burton likes to do, why does he insist on injecting daddy issues into his films?
Oh, yeah.
I've never understood this. I've never understood it. He always has these subplots of his main characters having this... It's like, okay, if you want to give a backstory to explain why they're this way, sure. But, like, it's always a daddy issue thing. And frankly... The whole thing with the father, kill his mother, it didn't really explain in any real entirety why he was such a pansy bitch.
It was completely irrelevant.
It was. That's my point.
Completely irrelevant.
All of them are.
Oh, man.
However, as I've mentioned, my boys in this,
Casper
Johnny
Van
Rico,
Dien, CBD.
Casper Van Dien. Yeah. And, you have to admit, it was a pretty badass fight between him and the Horseman.
It was.
It was actually kind of impressive. It was just, like at first you're like, that was really shit. Then he pulls that knife out of his leg, grabs the little size, starts going at it. He fucking stood up against that motherfucker.
And then he got fucking chopped.
Well, it just made it twice as good.
And you can tell that Ray Park is like 5 foot tall.
Right, yeah. That he's
really
he's
imposing.
Just above midget level. Sorry, dwarf.
Really imposing headless horseman there.
Well, maybe his head was that big.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's really fucked up then. Oh, man. So
the headless horseman from the Easter Islands?
Yep. So there was a thing about... So yesterday, Eric was texting while he was watching, and he said, I quote, Christina Ricci, boner.
Wait.
Well, I mean...
You had a boner, she had a boner.
Now,
I mean, that was hyperbole, but
now, I respect women and will not, say such things like that, objectifying women. Man, Ichabod's mom had some huge fun tits.
Yes!
Yes! Huge fun bags on that bitch.
Oh boy.
You know what?
What?
Someone today, earlier, when speaking of this podcast, mentioned that I am the brains of this podcast, and Eric is the heart of this podcast. And you, sir, are the penis of this podcast.
Yeah! Most important organ.
Wait, what's Chris? Left
car.
Left out.
The van.
The van. You're the fucking van, homie.
I'll take it.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Chris,
Eric.
you got something?
Yeah,
Eric?
no, I'm good. I'm sorry.
Right.
Is it really my turn?
It is your turn.
There's not a lot to say or defend because I think, honestly, James did a pretty good job covering the just shit of this film. So, Eric, what can you add?
Okay, so I didn't like this movie.
Oh, really?
So in the opening scene when he's still a detective in New York, they're like fucking hammering home. They say, Ichabod Crane, you must go to northern New York to solve this murder. Like, so fucking Christopher Lee banishes him to the north.
That's a solid Christopher Lee impression.
James, shut the fuck up.
Now play metal.
So, like, they make a big deal about how Johnny Depp or fucking Ichabod Crane has, like, these holes in his hands. Like, these little scars. Like, they just, like... So they put that in the movie to make it like, oh, he had a fucked up childhood because, what, did his dad, like, torture his mom? Is that what it was? Yeah. Put her in the fucking Iron Maiden or some shit.
Iron Maiden! Put them in the Iron Maiden.
But, so, like, he puts his hand down on, like, a little, like, metal grate, and now he's got, like, scars for the rest of his life. Come the fuck on. Danny Elfman scored this movie.
Yeah.
He plays ska.
Yes, he does. In his band Oingo Boingo.
I know, he didn't play any fucking ska in this movie, so that was too bad.
Could have played Dead Man's Party.
That's a fucking good song.
That's a great song.
Everything went wrong when he quit playing tunes and started trying to write scores.
So, like, you know, this movie, I guess, was cool. Like, so Saruman sends fucking Captain Jack Sparrow up north, where he visits fucking Principal Rooney,
Johnny Rico,
fucking Dumbledore, Johnny Rico, and and another dude who I can't remember right now.
Fucking Harry Potter's adopted dad.
Oh yeah,
Fat fuck McPudding face.
Yeah, Uncle Dursley.
Yeah, Dursley. Yeah, and
Fuck me.
oh yeah, and fucking Emperor Palpatine's there too.
Yeah.
So Ed Rooney, Emperor Palpatine, fucking Dursley, and Albus Dumbledore are all like, Johnny Depp or fucking Captain Jack Sparrow, I don't know what's going on in our town.
The rum's all gone. We're sorry. You have to solve this mystery.
Well,
like there's
solve
somebody,
the mystery of the lack of cowbell.
Like like we have there's like this Dementor in our town and it doesn't have a head and you need to do a disapparate spell on it. And he's like, okay, just give me some rum. And he kind of drinks the rum, but then the dude from Deer Hunter that shot himself in the head shows up.
That's where it went. Ookie Mao.
And that chick from Addams Family is there too. And she's like, man, my family is so spooky. And he's like, not now. Tell me more about the rum. And then this movie happens and it's just terrible. Fucking stupid. Oh yeah, so he's like fucking scribbling this ledger up in his bedroom when he like is doing his idiotic Sherlock Holmes art of deduction bullshit where he's just like stream of consciousness and it like it's just so stupid, but it just so happens that he writes out like a implication of one of the people in town and like just leaves it in his notebook wide open so everybody can see it.
Also,
like,
he like puts a different name on like different pages. That's not how you write a list, man. That's wasteful.
It was stupid. Close to the end, one of the final scenes after the stepmother reveals herself to be the bad lady and she has the Headless Horseman coming for Christina Ricci at the windmill.
Wait, the stepmother was evil? When does that happen?
In the movie?
Yeah,
right. Yeah, no, it's
okay.
Yeah, it's not a thing. Yeah,
Nope.
they never did it with Cinderella
Nope.
or any of the other ones. Yeah,
That's unique. Go on.
So I completely missed. Apparently, they had been like planting seeds throughout the movie, but I totally missed them, and I wonder if any of you guys picked it up. But like, it became clear at the end that the evil stepmother was a vintage arms aficionado, and she had her whole fucking grenade collection inside of the windmill. Why did that windmill explode like that?
Flour, dude.
What the fuck is in a windmill that
Flour.
makes it go off like you've got your whole fucking grenade collection inside of it?
Flour.
Are you fucking kidding me? They just wanted to have an explosion.
To be fair, this was recently after
Just you fucks! Did any of you guys notice that? Why did the windmill explode like that?
Flour.
I was so fucking
Flour.
done at that point.
I'm going flour.
But
Stop
then-
movie, you're done.
But then
Flour.
it
Go home.
explodes like it's fucking full of gas.
Flour?
Gasohol.
Fucking
Explodes
gasohol.
like it's full of
It's
flour.
full of flourine.
Yes, flourine.
Yeah.
Of course.
Look, I've seen that also in a stupid movie, and I can't remember what, but apparently flour is incredibly explosive.
The last thing I'll say about this movie, other than
Maybe it wasn't really a flour mill. Maybe it was secretly a the Duke boys are running. They're still down there.
no, it's obviously
Uncle Jesse.
it's obviously where that lady was hiding her fucking grenade collection.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, my bad. Yeah. Grenade collection.
So the last thing I'll say about this movie is apparently Sleepy Hollow, this town, this idyllic little village in the fucking clouds, this place in northern fucking New York, where the sun never ever
Right?
comes out.
It was sunnier in New York City than it was in Sleepy Hollow.
Yes, but apparently this town is a colony where they send everybody from New York City that has narcolepsy, because everybody in this movie just fucking faints and goes out. Like, for no fucking reason. Johnny Depp faints like 3 or 4 times. Christina Ricci faints for no, like, okay, they're getting spooked out a little bit, and then they just, like, drop.
They're scare goat.
Yep.
Yep. Fainting goat.
Yeah,
Fainting goat
yes,
town.
they are. Yes, this is a fainting goat town. This movie made me faint. I tried to watch it last night. I got halfway through it, and my body rejected it, and I had to go to sleep. And then I watched it during work today, and I couldn't hold my interest because it's stupid. Some of the action scenes are fun, like the fight scene between Ichabod, or between Casper Van Dien and fucking Ray Park is actually pretty good. There's a little chase scene where the Headless Horseman is chasing down a carriage. That's not bad. Johnny Depp is gnawing on the scenery the entire time he's in the movie. Like, he's just overacting so fucking hard because, like, I feel like he read the script and he's like, man, there is literally nothing for me to work with here. I need to just ham it up. But P.S. Johnny Depp secretly not that great of an actor anyway. He's just like overplaying it super hard here, and it did not happen. So that's my take.
I wanted to mention it also took me 2 days to watch this movie.
Yeah.
I
same here.
stopped and continued it a second day because I just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Took me 2 days to watch this movie. Felt like 4 years.
Why do people like it? You go down.
I have my theories on that. I mean, first off, during the 90s, and even now, there are still Tim Burton fan people out there.
Oh, yeah. Again, not understandable.
Yeah, it's hard to get. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like Batman. I like the Batman that he did. I did
too.
I love Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Absolutely fucking love that movie. I can watch that one a whole bunch of times. Well, that's it. That's all I've ever liked. The rest
Beetlejuice?
Oh, yeah, I guess I kind of liked Beetlejuice. But you know what? I haven't watched it recently, so I have no idea if it still holds up.
I watched it recently. It is still one of my favorite movies. I have to say Big Fish, too.
That does not mean it holds up.
Yeah.
Actually, Big Fish was pretty good.
Yeah,
his tone
Big Fish bored the ever-living shit
out of me. And it was literally just a backstory. about a daddy issue.
Yeah. It bored the shit out of me. In fact, I'm pretty sure I fell asleep in the theater when I was watching it. But this is not the only Tim Burton movie that I've fallen asleep in the theater to. I fell asleep during Nightmare Before Christmas. And I actually even fell asleep during the Planet of the Apes that he did. And if anybody knows me, they know one thing about me, which is
You're tired?
Yes, I'm tired. I love Planet of the Apes. I went as Dr. Zayas for Halloween 2 years in a row. Nobody got it, but you know what? I did it. Because I am a big Planet of the Apes fan. All the new movies with Caesar, fucking so amazing.
See, I like the new ones.
I love them. I absolutely love them. Up
I
and
have
down.
not seen them
The ones where Andy Serkis is playing the ape and
Oh,
Rise.
I actually haven't seen the new.
It's got James
one.
Franco.
No,
yeah,
I
it's the
haven't seen
new
those
ones,
ones.
not the fucking Marky Mark one.
Okay.
That one's fucking garbage.
That's Tim Burton.
That was
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was absolutely shit.
Sorry.
And like
no,
I said,
no, that the Marky Mark one soured me so bad that I didn't even try to
the new ones
The
are
new ones are
amazing.
good.
New ones are
Yep.
amazing.
I'll try.
You
They are.
should.
They're
You should.
very good.
Yeah, so highly
Yeah.
recommend the new ones. And I'm a huge Planet of the Apes fan. So when for Tim Burton to shit on one of my seminal film franchises, kind of.
I mean, he almost shit on Batman too. Like, he
almost
came close.
I'll admit that Batman works, but it's also, in its own respect, kind of a fucking atrocity. Again, it's comical mischief.
Mm-hmm. So here's the thing.
The only thing it had right is a dark tone.
Right.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, and I don't think it's tone so much. Is that basically this is why artists should not get licensed to do films because when they don't have anything else to draw on, like a good story or anything like that, they fall back to visualization. And visualization is just not enough to drive a narrative.
No.
It helps, it augments.
Oh yeah.
But there's no reason Tim Burton ever needed to be behind the camera as a director. He could have just had a very successful career as an art director because this guy doesn't really have any stories to tell. He's got great.
But he really wants to talk about his dad.
Yes, he does, and he's got a great aesthetic. I like his, I like the way that he frames the look of his movies. But it's fairly obvious that he doesn't know how to direct people, and it's fairly obvious he could give a shit about whatever narrative he's working with. And if you want to see the difference, if you really want to see the difference as to how one person who is just a visual stylist directs a movie versus how somebody who has strong visual aesthetics but is an actual director directs a movie, is watch this and then immediately watch The Adventures of Baron von Munchausen. And if you see that, you'll see two movies that are both visually fucking astounding, but one is good and the other sucks. The one that sucks is directed by Tim Burton. Every time.
Yep.
So yeah, that's my rant. I have some small stuff going on here, like a lot of things that really bugged me with this movie, besides the plot that went nowhere, and the fact that this is another one of those movies that could have, done correctly, been decent, and the fact that Johnny Depp's Ichabod, the character was so. I don't mind that he was a pansy. Whatever. I don't mind.
He's supposed to be scared.
I don't mind that he was. Was he though? Because that's the thing. The thing that got me nuts about Ichabod's character is that he was literally inconsistent. So inconsistent that his characterization would switch mid-scene. He'll be scared. He'll be scared of a body in one scene, and in the very next scene, he's like fucking around with a body and he's not having any issues with it, or, this, that, or the other thing. I mean, it's just, there's a whole bunch of bad choices in this film and terrible pacing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And just like goofy, stupid special effects. And
speaking of that,
yes, and we'll probably share this on the Facebook page. In fact, I recommend that we do. But Eric tracked down a still shot of the rebuild of the giant tongue and bug eyes that bothered us so much.
Yeah.
So we'll share that on the page. But one of the things that really bothered me too is that it's like when something goes, if you're making content and something hits and it surprises you, don't spend a bunch of time trying to remake that thing that hit, because it never works. And I swear, ever since Pee-wee's Big Adventure, in every single Tim Burton movie, with the exception of Batman, there's a fucking large Marge moment. And there were 2 in this, and I was like, come on, man.
Uh-huh.
I mean, yeah, you got me when I was 5, and I admit that really fucking terrified me, but it's not gonna happen again. Not for a new generation. There's only one generation that's been touched by that.
I literally don't know what you're talking about.
Have you ever seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Nope, never liked Pee-wee.
Tell him Large Marge sent ya.
I'll tell you afterwards. It's a good.
There's only one generation that's ever been touched by Large Marge, and it's not going to happen again, Tim.
We're all fucked up.
Yeah, we're all fucked up because of it. So that's my take. Take it or leave it, but I'm pretty much right. Tim Burton is crap.
We all hate this movie. Yay!
We all
so,
agree.
John, when you were
that's actually true. We don't always universally
since we've been back,
properly despise this movie.
Yeah, since we've been back, we've had a bunch of pluralizations, and I hope we find a movie soon where we have some.
To be fair, we have kind of watched some epic shit.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And it's amazing that this still falls in that category.
I'm guessing some of our listeners will disagree with
Oh,
us.
yeah.
Yes.
Highly.
And if you do, please post it on the page.
Yeah, no, we love
so we can ban your ass.
We'd love to hear your dissent. Talk to me.
If you disagree with our consensus about how terrible this film is, go ahead and send us a message on our Facebook or our Twitter feed, and start it with "fuck you, John."
Yeah, absolutely.
Simple.
Yep. And end it with, "Where can I send you hot sauce?"
Exactly. Yeah, be sure because we're still doing that hot sauce thing. And if you missed last week, we're doing a thing where if you send us hot sauce, we will review it on the podcast.
Yep.
And
stay tuned for our first hot sauce review at the end of this episode.
That's right. That's right. So all you have to do is just on the Facebook page, just kick us a message saying, "Where do I send you hot sauce?" And we will supply you with the address in which hot sauce is to be sent.
Yes.
We are looking for any and all hot sauces. So just go ahead and send them away. One more thing.
Did you guys really review a hot sauce last week?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was a complete tangent.
Okay, I thought I was starting to wonder because that's what I thought, that you guys this was something today, but I'm like, this has already begun.
Well, we talked about doing it last week.
Right.
Yeah.
So another thing as well too, just because we love to support our friends. Before we come back, or before we take our break for the game, I just wanted to make special mention. One of our biggest fans, Rebecca, has
Rebecca Ho.
That's right. She started her own fun little dating blog, so you can experience the horrors that she goes through on a daily basis in her dating life from the first person's perspective. And you can find that blog on turtlegirl.wordpress.com. That is TRTLGRRRL.
Thank you for spelling that out.
No problem.
RRL.
.wordpress.com.
Technically, that's Turtle Girl.
Yes.
Turtle Girl.
Turtle Girl. Eventually, she's probably going to get so famous that she's actually going to be able to buy a domain name and actually, name it something that somebody can actually type in.
I get it. Home Alone.
Yep. Rebecca, we're reading your blog right now.
Yep. So if you guys get a chance, definitely go and check out her blog because we like to support our friends in all of their creative endeavors. And once again, that includes you as well. If you are doing anything interesting that you want at least 5 people to know about, then
and
please
want to be judged.
Please drop us a line on Facebook. Drop us a link. We will be more than happy to give it a plug. So with that being said, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it will be time for the game.
John, before we go real quick, when you were dressed as Dr. Zaius, did you have like a phone or something with you to play the song? Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius.
Can I play the piano anymore? Of course you can.
I couldn't before.
Tally-ho, John Hates Movies listeners, it's Eric Largent with a quick reminder of how you can find us. The best way to stay appraised of all of our activity is to follow us on Facebook at John Hates Movies. There we'll post all of our new episodes, as well as whatever we're feeling interested in at the moment. Please subscribe to us on your favorite podcast service, like iTunes, Stitcher, or Podcast and Radio Addict. If you subscribe to us on iTunes, please leave us a comment. We read every single one, and they're much appreciated. You can also follow us on Twitter at John Hates Movies, or follow me on Twitter at Eric Largent. Now, stay tuned for the game and find out what movie we get to watch next week. And if you're feeling adventurous, watch along with us and leave us a comment on Facebook telling us what you thought of the movie. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for the game.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It is now everybody's favorite part and mine. It is now time for the game.
Yay! Game.
That's right.
Get the game.
And as is John Hates Movies tradition, the person who picked the movie picks and runs the game. And this week, the person who is running is James.
Yay.
James, I hear you have a real humdinger for us this week.
Oh my god, do I ever? I certainly didn't make this up in the last minute. I didn't put almost no effort into it like the people who made this fucking movie. Alright, so we've done haikus before on here, and it would be fun to do headless haikus, but since this is an American-themed movie, we're gonna go with, a type of poetry that was created in America on the eastern coast of America. Hails from Nantucket, I believe.
I think it might be an Irish thing, not a...
Yeah.
But there's that famous one about Nantucket. About a guy
who
with
just
a bucket?
said "fuck it." Oh.
So yeah, I think the illusion is broken, and we all know what the game's going to be.
Yes.
This time it's headless, or just fucking give me a limerick. Anybody, give me your best limerick. Limerick.
James, I have a sneaking suspicion that you kind of forgot that we weren't doing a Leprechaun this year.
Yeah, I did. Actually, when I was looking for this movie, I ended up watching 2 hours of an Asian guy doing janitor work. Sweepy horror.
Oh my god. That's terrible, James.
Whoa.
Priceless.
That is terrible.
Whoa. 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 All right.
Yeah.
Well, before I watch this movie, I watch a fucking episode of Cheers.
Why didn't you lead with that?
And it was the one where Carla beats up a patron, and because the patron's a Yankees fan, and the Yankees fan's making fun of how much Ted Danson used to suck at fucking pitching. And so Carla like bounces his head off of the bar a couple times, and she has to go to like anger management therapy. It was a fun episode. Cheers.
Has Frasier been on yet?
Nope, no Frasier yet.
All right.
Yep.
Who goes first? I don't care. Somebody go first.
I watched a movie for my friends. Our friendships are now at their ends. Tim Burton sucks. I give no fucks. I'm going to watch Starship Troopers.
Yeah! Bringing it home. All right.
You're welcome.
That was a good one. I like the twist. M. Night Shyamalan.
All right, I think I'm going to jump in here in the middle. Let me get my limerick voice on. Ray Park is the awesomest dude. He kickflips and swings swords real good. He can live in your house 'cause he's as small as a mouse, and he doesn't even eat that much food.
Holy Christ.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I think I have one. I'm just going to do it on the fly. I haven't written it down.
All right.
There once was a man who played Rooney. When he was young, he styled himself like Clooney. But then he got fat, and then that was that. And this movie was fucking gloomy.
Nice.
That was a tough one. I feel like I should flip a coin or something.
3-headed coin.
Yeah. It could land on its edge.
That's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
We could all try to think up a second one.
Oh, no.
God.
We don't want to?
No.
Oh, wait, let's see if I can do another one. There was...
I get it. Dick Clark.
There once was an actor named Johnny, whose performance in this movie fucking sucked. His last name was Depp in Shit He Did Step. And now I'm just gonna call him Donnie.
You're out of your element. I think I'm gonna go with Chris because I'm interested to see what he's gonna choose.
I think we're gonna bro out with Over the Top.
Yeah.
I gotta teach my kid how to be a man. Put my baseball cap on backwards.
Chris, this movie is gonna take me back to my childhood, because my
Your dad was really good at arm wrestling?
Yes. I'm serious. He was. He tells me a story about this one because he had. You know how some guys have that thing where they can just lock their elbow and it doesn't move.
Yeah.
So he's got that, and he hurt his elbow because he locked it up, and then two guys got on it and just like forced it down.
Whoa.
And he was like, "Eric, my elbow's been ruined ever since." But also, as we all may know, my dad was also a trucker. Oh, this movie's gonna fucking hit home for me.
Yeah,
I'm telling you what.
So Over the Top, the story of your father.
Yeah, yeah.
Played by Stallone.
That's right.
I don't know who's taller, my dad or Stallone.
Oh, that's tough.
That's tough, yeah, because I know Stallone is fairly diminutive.
And I'm pretty sure that your dad has fought more bears than Stallone. So
I think so.
Yep. So that's right, ladies and gentlemen. You have heard it here first. Next week we are watching Over the Top.
Yeah.
So
that's the other guy.
Yeah, that's the other guy.
What? According to
there's no way in hell he's 5'10".
According to Google, Sylvester Stallone's 5'10", but that is fucking bullshit.
Lifts at about 2 inches, so 5'8".
Well,
I would assume he was
my dad's
5'7".
My dad's 5'6", maybe 5'5" and a half.
Tiny but dense.
My dad's not dense. He's a little
compact like corned beef.
He's a little dude.
Does he even eat all that much food?
No, he doesn't.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, John, that was a fucking worst limerick of all time. Thanks.
You guys laughed.
A great big thank you to our staff graphic artist, Tabby Walters, the Weekly Cast, and our listeners. You can listen to our podcast on iTunes, the Stitcher app, through YouTube, or directly on our website. Feel free to send us a movie review suggestion. Every third episode is Listener Appreciation, where we choose from your suggestions. You can reach us through social media, either by liking our Facebook page, John Hates Movies YouTube channel, or following our Twitter at John Hates Movies. Our music was composed by Kevin MacLeod. You can find this track and many more on his website, incompetech.com. Thanks for listening, and tune in next week to hear someone say...
Welcome to the Hot Sauce Committee podcast. All hot sauce, all night long.
All right. So today in the Hot Sauce Committee, we're going to be reviewing the Gringo Bandito. We have regular Gringo Bandito.
Looks like we also have...
And we have a green
and the
sauce.
Verde.
Yeah, we have Verde.
Green sauce.
Okay.
It says green sauce. Literally says green sauce.
Well, of course, because it's a green... That's actually a badass theme song for the Hot Sauce Committee.
Chris's ringtone. So on the side of the bottle here, for Gringo Bandito hot sauce.
I love this hot sauce because you know it's obviously hot sauce, and hot sauce is usually like a Mexican thing, but it's all in English,
right? And it says since 2004,
except for maybe El Sabor. Mas Sabra sauce.
I hope you enjoy the adventurous flavor and tingling tantalization of my not-so-famous pepper sauce. For over 10 years, I have searched far and wide for the perfect combination of pepper and spices to make your next dining experience a zinger. And I tried to make it easy on the pooper, too.
It really is a gringo.
Try it on tacos, burritos, eggs, pizza. It's like a party in your mouth. I personally guarantee it. Dexter Holland. So Dexter Holland, I'm guessing, is
distributed by Hungry Punker Inc. Hungry Punker.
I'm guessing Dexter Holland is the aforementioned gringo.
Do you think Dexter Holland is white?
So, wow, that's probably a guarantee. Hot sauce really doesn't have nutritional value. It's vinegar and peppers. For God's sake, what did you expect? Why are you even trying to determine the nutritional value of hot sauce? Just enjoy it. All
right. So I'm enjoying...
This is actually one of my favorite hot sauces.
Oh, yeah. It's a good hot sauce.
I suppose we should start with a smell test here.
Oh, we have gluten-free corn chips.
Well, of course they're gluten-free. They're fucking corn.
Yeah, but it literally says this is gluten-free.
Oh, my God.
Because that's where the world is now.
They corned our chips.
Okay, so
as long as they didn't cornhole our chips, you know.
The Gringo Bandito red sauce smells like hot sauce.
The green sauce smells like green sauce.
Oh shit! I just put a lot on my chip. I'm gonna need multiple chips for this one.
I'm gonna get up all in this shit.
So, John, we'll describe the hot sauce to you.
Okay.
The green has approximately a dark green flavor to it.
Dark green flavor, huh?
It's good. Very spicy. Not too spicy, though.
Yeah, it definitely has a bite to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it'd be great. Okay, it just on a chip, definitely, you taste more of it than, but it would be great on, pretty much everything he listed. Although I've never put hot sauce on pizza.
I put hot sauce on all
red sauce, I'm getting some smoky flavors as well as some, like, black peppercorns, along with the vinegar and pepper. Very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually taking this seriously.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
The red sauce is actually a little bit more mild, to be honest with you.
I am tasting the inside of a used tire. A little bit, hint of inside of used tire, and
I think that's the
sharp end
gum.
of hammer as well on the back end. The back bite.
Let's see. Green salsa now for me.
Is it like salsa verde?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, these do kind of taste like salsa.
Well,
just straight up.
What?
I mean, yeah, but they're hot sauce, and hot sauce does not always taste like.
Right, but essentially the difference between this and salsa is chunkiness.
Ooh, that green one's really good. Now I'm going to chase it with the red here.
I usually buy, like, the green sauce, the habanero. Habanero.
Yep.
Yeah, habanero. I prefer those because, like, usually these have a nicer, like, flavor without as much heat as, like, some of the hot sauces, like the hot style sauces.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, these are pretty good.
Yeah, so you definitely get more vinegar in the red sauce.
So what do you think? Gringo Bandito, is it a recommend buy?
Yeah. This is yeah.
It's a hard recommend.
Yes,
all right. I
would definitely say 4 out of 5 Johns.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 4 as well. That's very, very good.
Sweet. It is also one of my favorites. So that's it for the first Hot Sauce Committee podcast.